Hey everybody, Frostfinic here, and today we're gonna try something a little new. And sorry if I sound a little bit weird, but it's because everybody in the house currently has a cold. Anyways, today we're gonna do some Reddit reading, and we've got two interesting stories from r/entitled parents, which is one of my favorite Reddits because it usually makes me giggle. Anyways, our first story is called Entitled Sister Demands I Take Her Children to Disney with Me and My Girlfriend, despite knowing that it's a secret proposal trip. And it's posted by Throwing Stars 03R5. So originally I posted this on Am I the A-Hole, and a few people there said it would fit in well here, so I thought I'd share it with you all to see. So I, a 31-year-old female, and my girlfriend, a 32-year-old female, are planning a trip to Disney Paris. Not for any time soon with the pandemic, but still planning. It's not as big as, say, Florida, but it's closer to us. It's also both of our first times going, and as my girlfriend is obsessed with Disney, it's where I'm planning to propose to her to make it more special. Now, my sister knows I'm proposing as she helped me pick out the ring, and she was very supportive until she found out where I was planning to propose. She doesn't approve of it as we're not kids, and has stated that as we are not children, it's, quote, weird, and how if I wanted to go there I should take her kids who are 10 and 6. I love my niece and nephew, but this is a special trip for me and my girlfriend. I explained this to my sister and I thought she understood. But next time I was over seeing her kids, they were upset as she had told them about the Disney trip and they couldn't understand why I wouldn't take them. I tried to console them, but I felt very put on the spot and upset by this. I ended up leaving not long after, and my sister keeps badgering me to take the kids now as they're so upset. The worst part is my girlfriend is starting to feel guilty and wondering if we should just take the kids with us. All I can say to this is, wow, OP's sister sounds like a real douche canoe. Not only did they decide to tell OP that their choice of where to propose would be weird, but they also told their kids, knowing it would upset them, that they weren't going, in an attempt to manipulate their sibling into taking them anyways. Supportive or not, this was a really bad move on the siblings' part, and, well, it's also really bad parenting. No parent should willingly do something like this to try to manipulate other people, especially if they know it's going to upset their own children. Anyways, next we have a story called Entitled Parents Try to Get Me Kicked Out, but instead landed me in the hospital. And this one is by Unfair Confusion 8075. Okay, to start off, I have extremely bad anxiety, to the point I'm on medication to calm myself and have been taken to the hospital because of my attacks and the harm I do to myself during them. And last year I got my dog Pinky, a Mastiff, verified as a service animal, and trained to stop these reflexes as well as warn others of attacks. She is licensed to be taken almost anywhere. My family traditionally does holidays at home, but last year in particular, a lot of people agreed to go, so we couldn't. Instead, we had rented out half of a restaurant paid by myself, as I do have a job, and my mother, though she paid the majority because at the time, I was making half of what I do now. My brother, his sister, my dad, my mom, my stepdad, my aunt, my girlfriend, my grandma, my great-grandma, and more had attended, but the one that caused the issue was my brother's new wife. Now, I do not look anything like my brother, as my brother has red hair and green eyes, and I have dark brown hair and gray eyes. Though my girlfriend had bright red hair, green eyes, freckles, and even got lip injections recently. We joke that she looks like my brother if he were a girl. Mind you, I must say I prefer she/they, and beforehand said girlfriend was told that he had a sister. The dinner had started off nicely and everyone had ordered a special meal just for them, but the rest was an unlimited amount of food my grandmother had ordered ahead of time, and all of this was for Thanksgiving. My Tibetan Mastiff Pinky was sitting beside me, sniffing me every once in a while. My brother's wife had 2 kids, one of which wanted to play with Pinky, to which I instructed, "Please do not distract her, she is working." Well, the kid didn't stop and eventually told his mother that the dog wouldn't play with him, to which she told me, "Stop being so stuck up and just let your stupid dog play with the kid." I informed her quickly that it was not going to happen because the room was loud and I hadn't gotten to take my medicine that morning. She scoffed and went back to eating, only to start sneezing a little bit later. When my brother said, "Bless you," she shot me a dirty look and said, "It's her darn dog. The darn dog is shedding so much and I'm allergic." My brother was stunned and looked at me. My grandmother didn't seem very impressed, but very reluctantly my brother told me, "Look, I'm sorry for this, but would you mind leaving? Or taking the dog outside? She said she's allergic." I was shocked, and to the rescue came my girlfriend. "I'll take Pinky for now, love. Enjoy your meal." I couldn't believe he had just gotten my girlfriend excluded from our meal, but not wanting to upset my grandmother, I continued with dinner. Halfway through, one of my brother's kids let out an ungodly scream, and it seemed to have triggered something because I felt like I couldn't breathe. Every moment was pain, and when I tried speaking, my hearing went dead. I began to cry and I saw his girlfriend staring at me but not saying anything. I began to choke on my food, and eventually, according to my mother, I had passed out. And it took her 4 minutes of me laying there with my head bleeding from hitting it on the table to say anything, as no one else had noticed. When I woke up in the hospital, my brother was sobbing and my girlfriend was nowhere to be seen. My mother informed me of what happened afterwards, and it turns out that she had broken up with my brother because he yelled at her for waiting for so long to tell us. And my girlfriend, she was at home with Pinky when I got back with my mom, and both just seemed glad to see me. This wouldn't have been such an issue if I weren't anemic, but I am. And even a nosebleed can be deadly for me. I'm just glad that my brother now takes more care into who he dates, and that I finally got on a daily routine of taking my medicine when I wake up. Oh, and I forgot to mention above, but we were not supposed to bring kids because this was for the teenagers and parents. Okay, what the fluff? The brother's wife in this story was an even bigger douche canoe. First things first, service animals are service animals. Do not ever tell somebody with a service animal that they should just let your kids play with their stupid dog. This is a really good way to piss off a lot of people, and it just makes you look like the world's biggest douche. Also, when you see somebody choke on their food and pass out, you don't wait 4 minutes to ask for help. You go immediately and find someone. The breakup was for the best, I guarantee it, because the brother's wife does not sound like a good person. In fact, she sounds like she belongs in jail. People like that make me so angry. Anyways, that's it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed the stories as much as I enjoyed reading them, even if they did get me a little upset. And I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on these stories down in the comments. But until next time, everybody, bye!
Oh yeah, I want to show our patrons some love too because they're awesome. Their contributions help us to afford all the neat stuff we use to record. So thank you. And if you want to become a patron too, you can click the link down in the description. You'd really be helping the channel out, and you'd get a couple nifty goodies too. Anyways, if you made it this far in the video, then yay, you're amazing. By the way, subscribe. Please don't make a foxy beg.